Thunderdome Live is presented by Texas Cheer Liquor. Live from San Antonio, here's a man that got fired from Radio Disney, Mike Taylor.
Radio Disney. I never got fired from Radio Disney. That was a bit. I got thrown out of an event at Radio Disney because I didn't like Chris Brown and heckled him and got thrown out of an event for my kids. Do y'all remember Raven Simone? You know who that is? The name Raven Simone? That's all. Yeah, that Raven.
Like that?
She was on the Cosby Show as a little bitty kid.
Yeah, there you
That's
go.
so Raven.
Yeah.
My oldest kids went and saw Raven one time in a charity basketball game, and Chris Brown was there. And I coached him in basketball, and by the time it was done, he was so obnoxious that I told the people that were running the game, I don't want Chris Brown here. I don't know who he is.
So
I
you
don't know what
basically
he does.
knew he was going to be a piece of shit before he showed his ass.
He had one song out. It was the one about whatever.
The club,
Sure,
partying,
sure.
drinking,
It was like,
bottles,
I think 07, 08.
something very generic.
Sure, yeah, whatever. So, all right, anyway, so here we are. It is Taylor. It is Thunderdome Live, and I'm out of my element because normally I do this thing and emanate from the beautiful island of Oahu. Tonight, it's weird, it's ironic to say I'm out of my element because I'm actually home, sweet home, thank God. Tonight, we're from San Antonio, all of us. The ensemble we have tonight for episode 11 is totally kick-ass, and it's good to be in the room. I actually be able to see Puma's body and how gigantosaurus he is. And look at those massive hands that envelop that little bitty phone. And we're in the flesh. So it's so great to be in the room where we normally do the show from while I'm on location in Hawaii. So welcome in here to Thunderdome Live. Should we do the announcement right off the top, LG? Just do it. Just make it a big thing.
Yeah, just do
this
it.
thing. Okay, so when we started doing this thing here, never did I think we'd have like a lot of support, certainly not from the beginning. We got a decent following on the radio gig and whatnot, but it's a YouTube show. I don't know what the fuck I'm doing most of the time. This thing's very informal. And I thought if we just go on the air and just do some stuff, maybe we could start getting subscribers here and there and they'll start building up and such. I never thought we'd get support. And Thunderdome was the first to support this show with your subscriptions and your likes and your tips, which by the way, we need your money. And we put it all back in production mostly. Pays for Puma's beer money and gas and the rest of it goes to production.
LG's trips to Southern California.
Yeah, right. Have you seen an invoice?
I'm telling you, he's made 2 trips to San Diego since we started this whole. Like, I'm not saying odd time.
Look,
odd time.
When we first started doing this show, I said, look, in 5 years, I hope we're all suing each other because we're rich.
That's
we're
the
pissed
goal.
Off.
That's why we're doing
That's
this.
bullshit. You owe me $1.25 million for last year. We're going to fucking court. That's what I hope. I hope we wind up mortal enemies because we're all rich, and so we wind up suing each other. Never did I think LG would take trips already early. But whatever, man. Whatever money you send us is great. I appreciate it very much. And everyone tips every night on, buymeacoffee.com. And we already have people subscribed already tonight. We've already had people that gave tips tonight. That's great, and I love it. So thank you, Thunderdome, for supporting our show. Then last week, I had a dude from a pool company call me. Hey, dude, I want to be on your show. I want to buy time on your show. Well, here's my phone number. Here's my Cash App account. Give me your money. So it was great. So we had a first sponsor, JM Pool and Spa. Okay, that's all good and everything. Well, that's great. So I just went on Twitter and said, hey, thank God we have JM Pool and Spa. They're our first sponsor. This is great. Blah blah blah. If we make a little bit of beer money, that's awesome. Thank God we don't really need the money on this show. Not yet. It's like a fire from my heart. But anyway, so whatever you get is fine. We'll just put it right back into production. 2 days after we announced that we had the pool spa company, I got on the phone with a guy called, he's cool if I give his name, right? Sure, yeah. Mr. Singh. We'll call him that, Mr. Singh. Let's just call him Mr. Singh.
I like that better anyway.
I like it, right? Yeah, our new major supporter is
Yes,
Mr. Singh.
I like it.
And so Mr. Singh calls me up and he's like, hey man, huge fan, Thunderdomer. Hey, what's up? How you doing? I want to be your title sponsor. And I'm like, dude, if you're lying, you're out of Thunderdome. No. Tell me what I have. Tell me what I get. Dude, you get whatever the hell you want. You get me naked in a room if that's what you want. If you want to put your name on the show. I mean, a couple of beers, turn the lights down low, and Chardonnay, and we're good, dude. So no bullshit. We are announcing tonight a title sponsor. We've given away the name of our show. Only took 11 shows for whoring ourselves out already. This is pretty sweet. How do you feel? You feel exploitated?
That's an efficient exploitation. Yes, I feel like the most efficient whore in San Antonio.
All right, man. So thank God for people that love our radio show and have come over to the YouTube show. Our new major title, we're changing the name of our show. It's no longer Thunderdome Live. It's Thunderdome Live presented by Texas Cheer Liquor. Orale!
Yeah.
Texas Cheer Liquor is our new sponsor. It's so fitting that booze is our title sponsor. So you're not allowed to say Thunderdome Live anymore. You have to say Thunderdome Live presented by Texas Cheer Liquor. We went over there today and we checked out one of the spots. There's 5 in the San Antonio metro area. And LG and I went over there today to meet Mr. C. And we saw one of his stores. I just heard money come in. And we just wanted to meet the guy and thank him. And I offered him sex and he declined and offered me booze, and that was fine.
Politely declined your offer.
He did. Yeah, he's like, I don't like him so skinny. That's cool. I'll put on weight just for you, Mr.
Wait till
C.
Puma gets over here.
No, look, dude, for no bullshit, I'm so happy to have him on board, and they're a great company. I've known about them for years. They've been around a long time. His family owns, like they're a big conglomerate, and they own all these together. It's like a big family deal. And I have not been to any one of their locations ever until today. The one we went to in San Antonio, for those that know the geography around here, was way the hell off of I-90. Damn near to Castroville, and I'm like, where the hell are we going? All of a sudden, boom, all this massive neighborhood opens up, just past Wolf Stadium on 90 on the left-hand side, and we went in there today, and that place is gorgeous, just beautiful. And LG could attest to this. I'm not just, yes, we like the guy, right? But I wouldn't be blowing smoke and making up stuff. We don't lie. That was one of the most beautiful liquor stores I've ever been in, just from an aesthetic point. You know what I mean?
And the selection was great too.
Yeah, we got beer.
Mas tequila.
Mas tequila, mas everything.
Now I'm interested.
You couldn't make it. He had stuff to do, so the Puma couldn't come out, so I put him on the phone. He was so giddy to talk to your ass.
That's ridiculous.
I created a monster.
Yeah, it was literally as I was driving to the station, and you made me rev the boss and scare the poor soccer mom driving her entire family next to me.
We put the phone on speaker, and he wanted to hear the boss go, hum, hum, and he did it, and yeah, it was good times.
Yeah. No,
and it didn't break down when you did it.
Hey! Another
It was
reason
able
to
to
drink.
withstand the power. So thank you so much to Texas Cheer Liquor. They are now the title sponsor of this show. We got plenty of space. When I got hired to do the radio gig in San Antonio, they had me go down to the sales pit, right? Because they were having a big sales meeting. And these people didn't know who I was. They were used to generic radio guy. Hi, I'm Joe Pags. Hello, I'm so-and-such, so-and-so. And they didn't know my ass and how we roll, very informally. And so we went down to the sales pit. And day one, people that were there on that day, there's still a few of those people left over from the sales staff at iHeart. And I said, I don't want to tell you shit except this. Right here, you see this nipple right here? It says 4 above that nipple. You see that nipple right there? That nipple says sale. We are for sale. Everything we do is for sale. And that, I mean, no bullshit. The segments, the hours, you can buy 60 seconds, 60 minutes, 60 hours, 60 years, whatever you want to buy, it's all for sale. We want to entertain you and do shit so we can not do real jobs, but we want to make money while we do it. And that's how you stay employed. So go sell me. It's all for sale. Same thing on this show, man. And I want to get this crap out of the way and we'll start talking and get to our guest tonight. But I really appreciate Texas Cheer Liquor for stepping up. They're Poodle San Antonio Thunderdomers. They want to be on board for a long time, and we love them hard. And if you want to be a part of helping our show, you know who to call. Jump in, slide in my DMs. We'll do anything for your sponsorship dollars. So jump in here. We have all kinds of ways you can be a part of our show. So there it is. I had to get that out of the way. I'm geek, for real, because, I mean, we can do these shows for free. We've been doing them for free. But it's cool to see that people actually think what you're doing is worth something. So now the pressure's on your ass to come up with content every week. Help me make these people get their money back.
Okay, I mean the synergy.
No pressure. I need you to sell booze.
Yeah, I was about to say the synergy of
sell booze now. Go.
The synergy of our title sponsor being a liquor store now is beyond the moon appropriate for what we do here.
Well, it wasn't going to be a Bible shop.
Yeah,
it wasn't going to be.
But it could have been. It could have been anything. But the fact that it's a liquor store,
Yeah,
and now that Thunderdome can support us by supporting said liquor store and said title sponsor.
That being said, I don't care who you are. You can give us your money if you want to be a part of something. We treat our sponsors very, very well. But yes, having it be a liquor store was appropriate. So that's good. Very nice. All right.
Oh, I see he hooked you up with a beer from your old stomping grounds, too, from the hometown.
Yeah, you know what? I'm glad you brought that up. He did. So, Mr. Singh, I'm like, what you got? What you got good to drink? I want some goddamn beer. So he took me back to the cooler where they have a beer section. And by the way, a big-ass humidor. I almost bought a cigar. I never smoke. I almost bought a cigar just to look chingon. You know?
Just chew on it anyway. It tastes good.
Ugh.
Just chew the tobacco.
I couldn't do it, but he's got a big ass humidor in there. He's got a beer section, and he vetted me for sure, or he listens, which is both. He's like, I got Fort Worth beer in there. Oh, okay. He gave me Martin House Pills, which I've actually never heard of. It's got the Fort Worth skyline on it, my hometown. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, they somehow made the Fort Worth skyline look pretty badass. It's like those Corpus Christi A&M jerseys. Like making the Corpus Christi skyline look amazing on the front of a jersey.
Yeah, that looks like Chicago. That ain't Fort Worth. I mean, we don't have a tower that big, man. But that's cool. Made in Texas by Texans, Martin House Pills. So he hooked me up with Texas beer. We'll buy liquor in there all the time. That's the thing. I'll probably put half the money he gave us back into the store buying booze.
I kind of have a feeling he sees that happening. I kind of feel like he knows that. It helps with the investment.
Right. I'm just still thankful we're allowed to drink on the air because the synergy's going to work out great with him because we can it's a great way to pimp him out every week. Oh, look, I bought this whiskey over at Texas Cheer Liquor today. Look at that.
I'll be going to load up at Texas Cheer before every show every week.
Have the boss all full.
Hell yeah. Just have cardboard boxes full.
All right, we ain't got no plan tonight. I just wanted to pimp our sponsor.
All right, so cue the outro, LG.
Yeah, well, good night.
All right, thanks
Love
for watching.
For sale. It's an infomercial. No bullshit. Here's what I wanted to do. It's so cool to be home and to be with you boys in the room for the first time. It means a lot to me to be home. I'm super tired. I have not slept. I have drank a lot. I probably put on pounds, which Lawrence has me sitting in this high-ass chair with my pantalon on like that. What the fuck? I should be sitting in a...
so
I want a desk. I'm vain, dude.
No way!
So I just wanted to say hi to you boys and have a cool guest, and that's what we have tonight. So should we go to the guest and then just go from there? Let's do that.
We can do the guest first as long as you promise we'll get to this Wyoming-Indiana game.
Dude, we were rolling.
Okay, fine. Let's go
your
to the
sports
guest.
and
Here, I'll go get some more
ass.
wine and go to
get
the
wine.
guest.
All right, so tonight we have, I think you're really cool.
Oh, thank you.
I think what you guys do is really good and funny. But you have a lot more subscribers, whereas I'm like, bring her in here and she can help us pimp our stuff.
So sweet.
Yeah, you'll notice a trend with our guests we bring in. It's people that we're catching up to the coattails.
You know what? Well, first of all, I want to say kudos to you guys for getting not one but two sponsorships, because that's really difficult to do. A lot of people don't realize when you're on this side, it's not like people are calling every day. It's hard to create content. It's hard to constantly produce and to produce something worthy of a dollar, worthy of a dime, right? So I just think that's really awesome because a lot of people, they talk and talk and talk, but they never actually make it happen.
Yeah.
And you guys already had something else going, and so to just like, let's do another thing, and in such a short period of time to nail sponsorships, I'm so jealous.
Thank you. Stop it.
Well, see, I can't put for sale above my nipples because that would come off.
When you can.
Exactly.
Forehead.
On my forehead.
Yeah.
It's not as attractive though.
Yeah.
When you said that, and you're like, for sale, I was like, see, we can't do that.
Oh yeah, I
Ladies
guess you
don't
can't.
have
On
that.
your shoulder.
Maybe.
For sale.
There
Anyway,
you go.
so no, I don't want to ask you tips on how to do a great show. I just wanted you to come in because people know who you are in the city, and this is a way to cross promote each other.
Yes, no, I love it.
Okay, this is Nina Duran, everybody.
Hi.
from Bean and Chisme. And she and her partner, and I guess you guys have an ensemble now with all the people you have in your room.
Yeah.
4 or 5 years ago,
Yes.
created a YouTube show called Bean and Chisme, which is super clever.
Genius.
Bean and
She gave me
Chisme.
she gave me a T-shirt already.
I
Check
did.
it out. Huh?
I know. We got into the merch game about a year after launching.
Yeah.
So we launched Bean and Chisme in 2017, and
Right.
the idea was behind it was similar to this. We wanted just to have everyday conversations. We didn't want to interview all the same people that a lot of the other media, were interviewing. It's like, how can we make things different?
Right.
One of our first guests we had on was a stripper. Because we wanted to know,
I like you more already.
how much money do you make? What did you have to do? How did you get into that? What do you have to do? What's the most awkward thing? We had so many viewers and people commenting like, oh my gosh, some wanted to become a stripper afterwards.
That's what I'm saying. I've been trying to get him to. We're gonna get an OnlyFans.
You need to. It is very
Performer, business, entrepreneur, creator, content creator. There's the term.
100%.
Right, yeah. We don't know what the hell we want to do with this show, Nina.
Yeah.
Honestly, we sit here and we shoot the shit, we drink beer, and we just talk about stuff. We want to have cool guests on.
Yeah.
But I'm down with going out and doing videos on the street like you guys do. Just do whatever. We want to put cool content on our site, and that's what you guys are good at doing.
Thank you.
And I relate to it because I am not full-blooded Mexican, but my mother very much is, and I was raised in the barrio, so I was güero in the barrio.
You were the güerito there.
Órale, but see, yeah, but my mother was Mexican, so they look, check it out, I really am. See, hey mom, come here, you really look like,
I can use the word chingon.
No, I changed my accent in the barrio. When I go home, no, I'm not. Well, I mean, it helps to be half breed.
It does, that's true.
It helps to be half breed. Yes, sir, officer.
Right.
Yeah, I absolutely have my driver's license and registration.
100%.
My name is Mike Taylor, and here you
Oh,
are.
I'm sorry. Did I hand you my Republican committee membership card? Oh, let me give you my
That was
license.
an accident.
That's my NRA card. Let me get out my, But then when I go home, I was like, oh, Mijo's home and Mike's back home. Hey, what are y'all doing, Theo Joe? Let's go have a beer in the back.
Totally different.
I get that change. It's beautiful. I get to
Yeah.
have two personalities when you're mixed.
Yes. Yeah.
But you guys, what you do is so stereotypical Mexican woman.
Yeah. So
And you admit that.
We do.
What you guys do is my mom. My mom is what you people do, and I'm like, oh my God, they're reenacting my mother's life, and she put me through hell.
Oh yeah, as Mexican mamas will. They
Yeah.
love to do that. Well, and it's interesting because Bean and Chisme, when we first launched it in October 2017, it was just going to be a live show with Samantha and I as hosts, and then 3 months later, that's when the Hood Rats were born. And they were born at Ingram Park Mall here in San Antonio.
Yeah.
And it's a beautiful story. We've always had interns help us because, again, as you know, costs money to hire people. So
Yeah.
we get a whole bunch of interns to help us out. They were always, younger than us. And we had this one intern, her name was Julia, and she was like, you guys, Image Shots is still open in Ingram Park Mall. And for those of you who aren't familiar with Image Shots, it's been around for forever. It's the classic little smiley face or hearts behind. You know what I'm talking about? You go take your picture like this or with like your boyfriend. It made you legit back in the day. And so Sam was like, we've got to go take these image shots. And so we go to Ingram Park Mall, go to Claire's, buy all this cheap makeup, some lipstick, do our eyebrows. Most people know us by our crazy eyebrows in there in the mall. And Sam goes live and she's like, hey everybody, it's little chismosa, little frijolita, like we're here. We're about to take some pictures. And then we went and then we did the pictures, posted them, and that's what took our show to a completely different level. And you're right, it's the relatability. A lot of people are like, oh, you're making fun of our culture or you're poking fun. It's like, we're not though. We're not at all. We feel like we're embracing our culture. We're embracing the humor behind it, but at the same time, also trying to educate our people. It's like you won't vote, but you'll go stand in line for a Selena bag for 9 hours. Where are your priorities at? Exactly. And so it's been a ton of fun. And then after that, we got into the merch game. And much like you guys, it's interesting because we've just continued to evolve. When we launched it, it was like just this live show. And then these characters came into play.
Right.
And so it's like, well, now we got to do fun shit with these characters, which we did. One of our very first videos was a Fiesta video that we did for 2018. So every single year, except for COVID, of course, we've done a Fiesta video. And so we just shot, it was a 12-hour day yesterday. We just shot our Fiesta 22 video, and that'll be out in 2 weeks.
Cool.
So really
I saw a
exciting.
picture you put on social.
Yeah.
You were not all Grandma Becky, that's my mother. You were looking
We were
nice,
glammed
like you're
out.
going to the prom.
Yeah, so the
Okay.
whole idea behind this is we really wanted, speaking of Mexicans, and I think this is a problem maybe with women in general. We have not a hard time, but Latinas love to hate on Latinas. It's kind of a crazy thing. And it's funny how people will clap for you right up until the point of where you succeed, and then all of a sudden they go silent. Like there's this kind of jealousy that happens. And so what we wanted to do was to have not only a fiesta anthem, but a mom anthem, a woman anthem that's like, hey, let's support each other. Like, why are we hating on each other? Some girl showing her titties, let her show her titties. If she's showing her ass, let her do it.
For sale.
Exactly, so let her do it. But instead, they get all the hate, right? Oh, she's only trying to do this. Oh, she only got that job because of this. Or, well, of course they got that sponsor. I mean, look at what she wears. And so this song is to unify, right? It's to unify and hopefully bring together and just show like, come on, ladies, let's just all have a good time. We're all trying to make it. We're all trying to do something. And not only that, we're all fucking tired. People don't realize that behind the scenes, tragedy hits, life hits, and yet you've got to be here, right? And you've got to put on the smile or you have to do the shoot. And so I think that's also a big part of it is a lot of people don't see all the struggle that goes on, behind the scenes. But yeah, we've had a ton of fun doing it though.
I was just talking to somebody about this. It may have been Puma's wife, Steph, that women are awful to women often.
Oh, yeah.
Not all the time. It's like you get, every day you're getting ready, you feel this pressure by society, put on makeup and look
1,000%.
That ain't for some dumbass to gawk at you. It's because you'll probably get judged. Oh, girl, her shoes are cheap. I don't like her lipstick. See, I'm using the stereo. Her lipstick, she clearly didn't get it at Claire's. She got it at Trader's Village.
Right, yeah, exactly.
That's bullshit. You have to deal with it.
Yeah, no, it's, and it can be difficult. And not only that, I am so thankful. So for me, I have two boys. I have a 19-year-old and a soon-to-be 14-year-old. I cannot imagine what it would be like growing up as a female, being a teenage girl with social media right now. I'd probably never leave. I mean, not only did I go through the whole acne, like chicken leg stage, like I couldn't. It would have been miserable for me. Like it took me a while to like come into myself, you know? And so even just that pressure alone. But what's funny is a lot of these women, when you get together and you talk to them, again, we're all going through some shit. We're all struggling. None of us have the self-esteem that we want or that people think we have, even with the posting of the selfies, And so there's just this kind of idea that, with Sam and I, we've always felt like empowered people, especially empowered women, you empower other women. Yeah. That's what you do. If you have the tools to be successful and to do something like this, why wouldn't you want to help anyone else? It's kind of like you said, you all hope you sue each other one day.
Yeah.
How cool is that?
We'll still be buddies.
Exactly.
Oh yeah,
right?
but the lawsuits won't change the fact that we'll still be friends.
Rich.
You asshole, you got my boat. You better take me fishing.
Better fucking take me out this summer. Yeah, no, we'll just need a judge to handle. Yeah.
And so Sam is all about, look, if you win, I win. If you win, I win. It's not like, oh, if she wins and I lose, and okay, we're all out because this girl won.
Right.
That's not how it works, but that tends to be the mentality, of people. And so we just wanted to kind of shift that. And so we have a version for Fiesta, and then we're going to re-release it for Mother's Day as well.
Hell yeah. Okay, very good. Well, make sure you tell me so I can show Thunderdome
I
as
will.
well.
We're going to have a release party on March 31st at Smoke here in San Antonio.
Cool.
And so we're super
March
excited.
31st?
Yes.
Son of a bitch. I won't be home.
I know.
That's
you got to
right
come back
down the
home.
street from us. Yeah, we might have to.
They'll rep me in proxy if that's
There
cool.
you go.
Okay, very cool.
But
This is Nina Duran from Bean and Chisme. I'm gonna put
Bean
your
and
t-shirt
Chisme,
on.
yes, put the shirt on.
I'm gonna pick.
Yes.
Hang on, Puma. Ask your questions. I'll put
Oh,
the
you're about to screw up all of that work.
I'm
LG
not taking the
did
shirt off.
on your microphone.
Not in front of Nina.
It's not gonna make it.
Oh, is it gonna screw up your audio, dude?
It's not gonna go
He's like,
well.
it may.
It'll
What do you
be
mean?
fine.
Are you sure?
Yeah,
Just
it's
fix
going
it.
to, but LG is too nice
Just
to
come
tell
fix
you.
it. Here, I
Yeah,
gotta
we just
take it
represent.
off.
Who knows what is it? It sounds
We don't
right
know
now
each other
probably
that
like
well,
an
but-
avalanche.
Oh, you mean the mic?
Yeah,
oh, my bad.
there
I thought
you
you meant
go.
the shirt.
Not you, Mike. The Mike.
There we go.
The mic, correct.
There, I gotta represent, Holmes.
Nina, you born and raised here in San Antonio?
Born and raised in San Antonio. Yep.
Tell us all. Where'd you go to high school? What's your sign?
Yeah, that's what you have to ask,
So
right? That's the
I'm
first
a Leo,
question.
right?
Yeah.
Man,
Pisces,
see, I don't have
Pisces on this side.
I'm a Leo, but I get along well with Pisces. I'm a
Right
Leo.
here.
I went to Incarnate Word High School. It's so lame, and so people don't. It's not like Marshall or something crazy. I went to an all-girl high school, so born and raised here in San
Wow.
Antonio. Went to Incarnate Word High School.
Okay.
Then crossed right on over the bridge and went to the University of Incarnate Word,
Right.
and that's where I got both my bachelor's and my master's degree. And this was like over 20 years ago already.
Yeah.
And then, only reason I got my master's was to teach. And you and I actually talked about that. I love teaching. I love being in the classroom. I was blessed enough to have professors that saw in me something that I didn't see when I was in the classroom. And I figured if I could pay it forward and help other students, like how cool is that to help someone recognize their potential? And so got my master's and ended up teaching for 10 years at San Antonio College, Northwest Vista, taught a bit at St. Anthony's Catholic High School. And so that was a ton of fun. But been here my entire life. I don't know if I could ever leave. I love San Antonio. It's home in every sense of the word.
Shit, we've been here 11 years now.
Okay, where'd y'all come from?
Lubbock, born and raised.
Lubbock,
Right
Texas.
there.
Yeah, get your guns up.
Shameless.
I paid for my tickets. I can say what I want.
Hey, when I said NRA card, I wasn't kidding. I meant NRA card.
You bet your ass.
Goddamn
dog.
right.
I'm from Lubbock.
And then I'm from a little town like an hour south of DFW.
Oh, okay.
Little
What's it
place.
called?
Oh, okay.
Glenrose. Yeah.
See, he assumes
With,
no
the
one's ever
southern
heard of it.
river
Yes.
and
Why
the
would
dinosaur tracks and like you
Yeah.
hang me out on Lubbock. Yeah, you're from Glenrose.
3 out of 10 people,
Yes.
maybe,
The-
know where
So
Glenrose
start
is.
telling them the name of it.
Glenrose.
I'm from Glenrose.
Lead with the
Glenrose.
Glenrose.
Yeah.
The
Well,
only reason I know of Glenrose is my sister. She lived in Granbury, Texas.
Oh,
and no one
then
ever heard of
the
Granbury.
hated
My
Granbury
ex-wife lives in
Pirates.
Are you
Granbury.
serious?
Oh, we
one
got content. Alright.
So no, I'm
Worlds
so surprised.
colliding.
I'm so surprised I'll actually know Granbury, Texas, because that was the same way when I'd mention it. People were like, "Your sister lives where? You're going where for the holidays?" And so that's why I know Glenrose because
Wow.
of going to
Checks out.
Granbury.
Wait,
It's
so your
the age
sister
difference
lives
of
there?
Kevin
My
Bacon.
sister.
Yeah.
All my
Or she
exes
used
live in
to, sorry,
Texas.
she
That's
used
why I
to.
live in Hawaii. That's crazy, Granbury.
Granbury, Texas. Yeah.
I'll never forget when my kids were 18
Mm-hmm.
and I was done having to drive to that town.
Yeah, where there's nothing.
I didn't want to offend your sister by calling it a shithole.
No, yeah, there's
so
nothing.
I
She's
didn't
not
say
there
shit.
anymore.
Oh, well, fuck it, it's a shithole.
Well,
I'll
then in
never
that case-
forget,
In that
I had
case.
this moment when I drove past the city limit and it's in the rearview mirror. Never again will I have to go to Granbury
Yes.
because my kids were like, "Daddy, we are out of here."
Yeah.
You know, as soon as we graduate high school, we gone.
Yep,
And
you
they
want to go
were.
anywhere, it was like 45 minutes to get there. I remember I was so
Stupid.
excited one year.
Hold on.
Like,
you
they
have
have-
anywhere from Granbury was
Yes.
45. I had to drive to Granbury to go get groceries
Right.
or to go see a movie.
We're going to the
my
picture
or to
God.
go
show.
Yeah, I
bowling
feel for you.
or like,
Or to meet people.
to meet anything. Like
Right.
I
that
had to
was
drive 6 hours.
well, Lubbock, yeah.
So,
But you at least Lubbock was Trump's Granbury and Glenrose at
Right,
least.
right.
You had
There
a
was a
movie.
Lubbock,
theater.
that's what Texas Tech is in Lubbock, right?
Yeah,
That's
which
the
is the
only
reason it's on the
time
map.
I ever went to Lubbock was I almost went to Texas Tech, and that's when I discovered Wiener Schnitzel. There was one there.
Still a fan.
And I was like, what is this Wiener Schnitzel place? And I love hot dogs, so if anyone ever wants to buy me endless hot dogs, I'm down.
Really?
So it's a weird thing. I'm a
Like
hot
for
dog
real
girl.
hot dogs?
Just
Like
like
old-fashioned
a plain
lips and
hot
ass
dog.
just
Hold on,
scraps
yeah.
off the floor?
Okay, here's the question.
Just a hot dog.
Because this is a hot debate in our house.
Uh-oh.
When you say
it's
hot
not.
dog, do you want like an actual quality brat hot dog or like a quality
She's
wiener?
talking about Decker
Oh.
dog.
Yeah,
That's
that's
no.
what I'm saying.
ballpark.
You want just like
I'll
the,
actually drive to AMC, like to the movie
see,
theater,
that's this one.
buy a hot dog,
Yep,
and I'm like,
yep.
my life is
The
complete.
faker, the better.
The
Yes.
worse,
Yeah.
the worse, the better. Like,
Yes. It tastes
soothing
amazing.
for my soul.
Dude,
I don't
the
know.
hot dogs from like Valero, oh,
Yeah.
it's amazing. I would never
I
like.
feel that.
Hey, we
People are
killed
learning
a,
things.
Such a real level.
His
I
face.
feel that.
she killed a chili cheese dog at Burleson last night before y'all got
That's
there.
funny.
That's where my sister lives now.
Okay. Oh,
So-
well, no, okay, hold on. Not Burleson,
Oh,
Texas.
oh, there you go.
But I'm glad you know Burleson. Burleson,
Earlier.
home of Kelly Clarkson and her teeth. Burleson Beer Garden. Right
Okay,
there, in the
there you
neighborhood,
go. Oh, very cool.
Wait, your sister moved to
Now she,
Burleson?
yeah, now that's where she's at now.
Where did the family fail that young woman? Why does she live?
So, well, no, actually, her husband, my brother-in-law, he's a chief firefighter. So I believe he's currently the chief
in
of Fort
that
Worth.
town?
And so,
Oh,
yeah. No, so
Fort
yeah, so
Worth.
he'll do small towns and then do volunteer around, or he'll sometimes take a big town and then just live in like the
I
smaller
see.
and volunteer
God,
there. So
Burleson's-
he retired and then they sucked him back in.
My dad and my
Shitty.
beautiful stepmother of 25 years this week.
Oh, wow.
They live in
Congrats.
Alvarado, which which is in between.
And where?
Alvarado.
Oh, Alvarado.
Alvarado. Alvarado, but that's not, they say it's Alvarado.
It's Alvarado, please.
It's in this same little hellhole.
Alvarado
Somehow we're
Indians.
talking about this shithole part of Texas.
How did that
Burleson sucks. No offense to your family.
No.
It's awful. It's suburban hell.
Yeah.
And yes, Kelly Clarkson's from there.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Oh, yeah.
The Fighting Elks.
The Fighting Elks, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's unfortunate.
That's so funny.
That's fine. How many, so you went here and went to girls' school, and then why the hell are you doing Bean and Chisme? You got this education, you're teaching in college.
That was my next
I mean,
question.
good
Right?
Lord, what,
So-
did you just get bored and you decided you hated kids? Or I mean, what are we doing here?
Oh man, that's a whole other story. So some people watching may know my family owned La Prensa de San Antonio here in Texas, or here in San Antonio for over 28
Listen to those
years.
pronunciations, Puma.
I know. And so my father.
Why do you have to direct that at me?
I know, right? So my
Because he said,
father.
because this is the thing.
I know, you
We
asked me
talked
the other
about
day.
pronunciation. Yeah.
Yes.
I'm sorry, I cut you
No,
off.
it was so
My bad.
funny. So my father, Tino Duran, or Duran,
Duran.
he passed away in 2017,
Mm-hmm.
and my dad was he was my everything. Like, it's funny, you know your parents are going to pass, but you just never think it's going to happen, and then it happens, and you're like, wait, what the fuck? Like, your whole world is just ripped from under you.
Yikes.
But guess what? You still have to do laundry. You still got to feed the kids. You still have to pay rent. There's no time to stop. And my daddy died on a Sunday in June 2017. And I'll never forget that Monday, I had to go do payroll for La Prensa. And at the same time, we were also losing the newspaper. There was a lot of debt that we were in. And then on top of that, I always call it the retail apocalypse of 2016. That's when a lot of stores went to Amazon or just started going online. So we lost Babies R Us, we lost Toys R Us, we lost JCPenney, Sears. I mean, the list just goes on and on. So we still had this debt that we hadn't paid down. Meanwhile, our advertisers are going down. My daddy passed away, and a lot of people thought because of the paper that we had some golden nest egg. There was no nest egg. When he died, we had over $700,000 in debt.
Holy
You know,
shnikes.
I mean, it was just bad AR to, HR, just to a lot of things happen, right? And so, come October 2017, so not that long after just a few months after my daddy died, I've always been a very happy person, Mike. Like, shit happens, but I can rise above. I'm a happy person. When my dad died, that was the first time ever I felt like true depression or true sadness, and I didn't want to drink my way through it. I wanted to feel it. I needed to feel it. I needed to cry that shit out and really grieve the passing of him. So meanwhile, Samantha, my business partner, so she owns a marketing company still currently. She's 10 years old this year, called Heartfire Media. She's getting people that are like, hey, you and this girl Nina, I keep seeing you doing stuff, like y'all should really do something together. And she's like, I don't know. She's closing the newspaper. Her dad just died. I'm not sure she's going to be interested in, like, hey, let's start something from scratch. And when she mentioned the idea of Bean and Chisme, I jumped on it. I was like, girl, I need something in my life that will make me smile again, that'll bring even momentary happiness, because oftentimes you'll be in a moment, even for 1 hour, if I can forget that I'm losing my parents' company and that I can forget about my daddy's death, let's do it. And we did. And honestly, in this like kind of really crazy way, it saved my spirit, because I was able to put this energy into something creative. I was able to do something with all that negativity like I was feeling. And it's funny because when you go through a tragedy like that, oftentimes that stuff, you end up lashing out on your kids. And so I'll never forget, there was one day when I came home, and Noah, he must have been, what was he at this time, maybe 10 years old or something. He wanted dinner. And here comes bitch mom, like, I just got home. Like, can't I shower? Can't I do my own thing? He just asked for dinner. And I remember showering, and I was just bawling in the shower. I felt like shit, because I'm like, he just wanted dinner. Just because mom had a shit day, just because my father died and I'm doing all, doesn't mean I need to take that out on him. And so all these things were happening. I remember getting out of the shower and, of course, apologizing and making dinner. And he's the best kiddo ever. But again, all that to say, Bean and Chisme really gave me a place to put that energy. And
Wow.
so now
This is a grief process.
Oh, it was very much a
Holy
grief process.
shit.
And so what's crazy is that we have a lot of people that'll watch Bean and Chisme, and Samantha's, she's so good with sending me screenshots. We'll get DMs from people that were either in the hospital with COVID or experiencing a loss of something. They'll tell me, your videos had me cracking up. And they're literally in the hospital, like selfies of them. Like if I didn't have this to watch, I'd be so sad just sitting here in the hospital bed. So knowing that it's helping other people, that's such a cool thing. It's almost like even if it doesn't make money, that in itself is enough. Sam would slap me for saying that, but you know what I mean?
We're here to
like,
make money. No, but I understand.
but like that in itself is enough. Just the impact that it's had. Like Sam and I always like to say, which is true, we've never bought a follower. On Facebook, we're a little over 103,000 followers. That's all organic. Those are all people that have chosen to come and like, hey, let's see what these crazy ass Latinas are doing.
Your
you
Facebook
know?
following is insane too.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, on Facebook.
Not that
and
I
so,
stalked you on the internet. You were coming in
Show
as a guest.
research.
Right, show research.
Show
Oh, did you
research.
hear that?
Research for
100,000
everything.
followers. Let's go. God dang it.
103, on Facebook. And so again, but for us, it's been such a beautiful journey, and we're still evolving. You know, we want a live season 3 where we're go back into show format where we can have our sponsors again, because when COVID hit, we had Traders Village that was sponsoring us. I mean, we had so many sponsors, and overnight,
That's brutal.
we
Traders
lost
Village, man.
15 grand
Damn.
like that.
Wow.
2 single
That's
mamas. It was
insane.
all, where's the PPP and emergency funds
Oh
when
my God.
COVID happened, because we lost everything. So
Wow.
having to rebuild after 2 years also, like that in itself, like is a struggle. And so we're so excited that we're getting to collaborate with other talent, with Chonai, also known as Joanna Estrada, who's amazing, and with AJ Rivas, who's also just another great talent. And so being able to cultivate and bring all these people together, we love it. And we're going to have a casting call soon too.
Oh, no
because
shit.
we want to build
cool.
on it.
Awesome.
We want to find a abuelita. We need to find a crazy tío. We need a güero. I mean, we need all sorts of, we need people, because the idea of what we see is to have a show that is very in living color meets SNL.
I swear, In Living Color is exactly when you started listing, Alex. That's
what we want to do.
That's such a cool
That's-
fucking vision.
That's kind of our whole
Okay.
idea, is to get there.
I relate to everything you just said because I had a terrible childhood. It was not good. I've been able to avoid therapy because of the shit I do for a living. Being able to, thank God I work for people they're like, we don't give a shit what you talk about.
Yeah.
We were just talking about this today. Sometimes I'll go in there to my bosses at iHeart and say, hey, you cool that we did 90 minutes of straight bullshit? And my boss told me, quote, Mike, if anything, we want you to talk less sports.
Right.
You do you. And that's allowed me to pour my heart out in a comedic fashion.
100%.
Right?
Yep.
And I've been able to avoid therapy. I'm convinced of that shit, right?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, and the Fort Worth
very
machismo in me
therapeutic.
doesn't want to go to therapy. I'm gonna fuck it. I'm just gonna
minor
I'm gonna
detail.
tell
Let me
all
just make
that.
another video.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna tell
Let's
everybody
just
about
start
my
a
shit.
YouTube show.
Hell yeah, I'll just start another YouTube show and another one. So no, so I completely relate to that.
Yeah.
It was a PTSD grieving process.
Yes.
I hate using that term in me because
No, no,
I
no.
got PTSD. I got,
We all have it with something.
for something. Yeah.
Absolutely.
No bullshit.
Someone just commented, Thunderdome's playing checkers while Nina's playing chess. And that's pretty.
Why do you think I had her
Yeah,
in, dude?
that's pretty well played there, Sam
sweet.
Tobias.
Hey, we got about 50,000 on the radio. Work. This is a work in progress. Tell him to suck it. You know what? Tell him he can't. I'm just kidding. No, cut him off.
I'm all, thank you, Sam.
No. I mean, well, I'm not going to go to Spare to come in here and hang out with us. All right.
Yeah.
So that being said, to make money, this thing's also brought to you by JM Pool and Spa. Thank you for supporting this part of our show. JM Pool and Spa is run by a guy named Jorge, but he goes by George.
Okay.
Some people say Duran. Some people say Duran.
Exactly.
He spells with a J. He goes by George Martinez, and his wife, almost 20 years ago, started JM Pool and Spa. Longtime Thunderdomers. They provide pools and spas. They're exactly what they say. We're in this whole area. You don't have to be in San Antonio proper. You can be up in Bernie. You can be down in Cotulla. They don't care. JM Pool and Spa. They service pools. They build them. A lot of people go get pools like, fuck, I got this pool. And now I got to clean this son of a bitch. Call JM Pool and Spa. They're super Thunderdome. They want to work with Thunderdomers. Mention us. Tell George or whoever you talk over there. Ask for George. Tell him, hey, I'm Thunderdome. I want to talk to George. He'll get on the phone with you and have a Thunderdomer do your pool and your spa service. He's also the president of a local chapter of spa and pool owners that every year raise money for awareness because in the summer, and we'll be getting there pretty soon, inevitably we're going to have kids in pools. And there's danger of these guys, as a bunch of pool and spa owners get together and they just try to re-educate the people. Hey, don't forget, you got a kid in the pool, you're getting drunk, you're talking to your buddy, you got people watching a football game, blah, blah, blah. Pool safety. And they run a charity that helps raise awareness for pool safety, and they do pool and spa service. So thank you very much to George at JM Pool and Spa. How about that?
So cool.
There you go.
I love it.
Thank God I've done radio long enough where I can, because this show's so informal.
Just jump into it. I know.
Yeah, you guys don't do like a sit around talk. You just do shtick, right?
Well, no,
Mostly.
we used to do both.
Okay,
so that's the
'cause
thing also.
I do radio and I'm decent at that, but sitting here like they're looking at me now, it's different.
I know,
you know?
it's
I've been
funny,
trying to
you
get the
just-
format down and all that
Just
kind
have
of
to like
thing.
pretend like it's not there.
have to
it's
do that, yeah,
hilarious.
for
But
sure.
no, yeah, it's when you were talking earlier about the two sides of you, it's something I can relate to. People always laugh because on LinkedIn, I have myself posted as it's like it has Bean and Chisme, but
Yeah.
then I've got my Lendio South Central Texas.
Right.
So all the time I'm posting like small business loans, but then they see this hood rat character
Right.
that like
Hey, you want that loan?
comes in.
I'm going to the pawn shop.
It's the funniest thing.
Right,
I've been
right.
on I don't know if it's
I can
happened to
see
you.
that.
I've been on conversations
Hey,
with people.
yeah,
and
I'll give you a loan. I got
Yes.
dialysis first. I'll call you later.
Exactly.
You know.
It's so funny where
Right.
I've been on conversations with people having conversations and like, oh yeah, let's do this. And you know, what does your
Yeah.
business blah, blah, blah look like? And they're like,
Yeah.
I have to ask, which one are you? I'm like, what do you mean, which one
Which
am I?
one?
They're like, you're Bean and Chisme. I'm like, I'm the frijolita. They're like,
Yeah.
I would never in a million years imagine that a hood rat is like, you know, processing my loan right now.
Right.
I'm like, that's what I do.
That's so, see, I couldn't go sell loans or try to lend anything because I'm always this guy. So this had to pay off for me. I'm not smart like you, and I couldn't have done other stuff. I actually was going to probably teach.
You'd be
if
a
I
good
hadn't
teacher.
gotten lucky
I
and
could
done
see that
this shit.
happening.
He would be a great
He
teacher.
would be, yeah.
Because
He'd
he
be a
actually
great teacher.
cares.
History, is that what you would do?
Definitely
Probably.
history.
What's the
I have
affinity with
I have a
history?
science degree. The affinity, yeah.
Yeah.
I have a-
Learning
I have
from
a-
the mistakes of the past. That's what
Thank
it is
you.
for me.
Here's my spokesperson
Oddly
now.
patient.
What's that?
You're oddly patient.
Oddly patient?
I've, in my experience, knowing.
Oh,
you,
yeah, putting up with
you're-
stuff.
Yeah, you're an oddly patient human. Yeah.
Well, I come from the school of carry a big stick, but about 3 or 4 times a year. That way, when you swing the some bitch, they know it swung. That makes sense.
Speak
Oddly
softly.
patient. Yeah.
I don't
Odd-
speak so.
oddly
Speak
patient.
loudly
I was
and
gonna
swing
say,
your
yeah,
stick
you're
a
not
few
to
times.
speak softly and carry a big
No.
stick. It's just carry the big
No.
stick and use it 3 or 4
Yeah.
times a year
It
so
was-
you remember I have it.
It was this shit, teaching or truck driving.
Or
Although
truck
I
driving.
think I'd go. No, I'm just kidding.
Well, it's
I'd
funny
go
you say
insane
that
truck
because
driving because I like to be
dated
around.
a truck driver.
Oh God, I don't see
He did
that.
18-wheelers. But what? You get to
18
travel.
wheelers.
Alone.
I love road
I
trips.
need people around me.
Well, no, so I dated once. That was great because I would go with him.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah.
Oh,
so,
that would be awesome. So you're
Okay,
just
that's
road
cool.
tripping.
That's all
Okay,
it is.
that sounds
That's cool.
actually
That's
awesome.
all. Yeah, I've
Maybe
had
I
you
should
with me.
become a
Okay,
truck
cool.
driver.
Yeah.
Okay.
You just
I
hop
can
in.
work
just-
from
Back.
anywhere.
Exactly.
Yeah, I'm free.
I think I found my
And you
future
just get to go,
profession.
rah, 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 rah,
Matt
rah.
Taylor, hook me up.
My brother's a
You make
trucker.
good money.
My
That's
brother's
what I
a truck
hear.
driver. That son of a bitch drives all over the place.
make good money.
He's in Washington. He's in
Yeah.
Maine. He's in Florida. What the fuck, dude?
It's the
He-
best
But
way.
he's never home. But he doesn't have any kids. He's got a beautiful, patient wife who waits on him when he goes back to Fort Worth. But he's always traveling. So I've had like this mystical thing with being on the road before.
Yeah.
Which I do want to travel, but with somebody. Like
Yes.
he and I have this thing. And has he talked to you about this?
She's aware.
Okay.
You're like, does your wife know that?
Do you want to go on a road trip with us?
So I'm oddly like somehow in a suitcase or somehow collaborating within this. But yes, I think I'm aware of your.
It'd be cool.
your
To do
trip.
what?
I
I
want to
wanna
take
know.
a couple of months off from work, or do shows from the road at some
Yes.
point. Not now, in years to come. if you dump him, we're just going to do it out of
that's all
depression.
y'all. But,
Out of
if I'm
depression.
still in tow, then I'm in a suitcase.
Cool.
That's fine, yeah.
It'll be cool to have you, but if you do finally get sick of him, we're just going to do it to get him over it. It'll be a healing trip.
Sure.
No.
It'll be a cathartic.
At some
Whichever
point,
way it works.
no.
Either way.
I'm going to rent us a big ass Airstream because, girl, I like to glamp. I don't camp.
Oh, you don't camp? What?
Now, hang on.
Oh my God.
Look.
You're killing me.
No, I like to do all the things you do with camping.
Okay.
It's the sleeping part. I'm getting older. For years, I camped. For years, I camped in Possum Kingdom Lake, out about 50 miles outside of Fort Worth.
Awesome Kingdom.
Possum
PK
Kingdom is not
Lake,
camping. That is
Like,
not
Now stop it!
Canyon.
I'm talking. So listen, what happened?
He's all, I put up a tent.
No,
in Corpus Christi.
listen.
Tell me
You're
about,
not supposed to know where I'm talking
tell me
about.
about your camping in Possum Kingdom. I'm very interested. Please tell me about
Every
it.
year,
Yes,
we
go ahead, go
Roughneck
ahead.
camping
Yes,
in PK.
yes.
Okay, because they're Hicks, they think they own camping. We went out to.
Camped in a place where the
No.
Toadies wrote a
We
song
don't
about.
own camping. You don't camp in Possum Kingdom.
You got it.
Anyway, tell
This
me
is my
about how you
patience.
camped in Possum Kingdom.
Oddly
I'm
patient.
showing my odd patience.
Oddly patient.
We would ride out to Possum Kingdom Lake every year. We would rent a space to camp. We would take our tents and hike up into the hills in the woods in the middle of nowhere where you're not supposed to do that. And they'll kick your ass out if they find you doing it, and do legit
that's
camping in the
what you
woods.
okay.
When I was 20, it was amazing.
Yeah.
I'm 47. I love to camp. I love to do all the shit you do when you camp. But
It's the sleeping.
you telling me if I took you camping and we went fishing and swimming and horseshoeing
Okay.
and
Are we doing this? Is it happening?
Sure,
I'm really
and
excited right
washing and the whole thing.
now. Okay.
Look it.
I got one caveat. We're going to sleep on a bed in the thing, in the Airstream thingy, right?
Okay.
I've slept
I mean, I
in,
wouldn't say no.
I've slept in tents 1,000
okay with
times, and every time my back hurts the next day.
That's true.
Okay,
Yeah,
get
that's
off me.
true. I mean,
You
I get,
heathen.
I
You
get
have a
that
shitty
part,
back.
But if it was
You
like
can't
glamping,
camp anymore, not like that.
If it was
That's
like
what I meant
glamping
by
because of the
glamping.
AC
Let's focus
and
on
all that
attacking
stuff.
you. Yeah, let's not
I
worry
didn't
about
mean-
my
I
back.
didn't mean
we
like-
need to camp where there are
No,
yurts
I mean
available,
no.
and
I'm
there's
gonna drive a vehicle. We're gonna sleep in the vehicle, right?
Okay.
Okay, on a couch or a
But
mattress.
you're down with all the dirty stuff.
all the shit. Yeah, yeah.
Hiking, the crazy,
Girl,
the
I'm from Fort
bugs,
Worth,
the-
Texas.
all right,
I'm
just
half
making
Mexican,
sure.
half redneck myself.
Okay. So you'll do it in chanclas also?
No, barefoot. Barefoot.
You're gonna hike. You're gonna hike Garner State Park in
chanclas?
chanclas. Yeah.
Actually, I'm barefoot
go.
most of the time in Hawaii.
That actually, I will give him like. As soon as we got to the Hellscape to visit him at the end of last year,
That's right.
I realized he just walks barefoot everywhere. And I tried to do it for half a day, and I was like, no.
I can't do
no,
it.
I
Is it
can't.
hot?
Like,
Is
it's
it- is
No.
it-
it's
or
just the rocky. I mean,
It's
just
not
even.
hot there.
It's
It'll
not
be hot here.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's just
Screw
the
that.
it's the shit as
Still chat.
as he applies his third
Camping
layer
motherfucker.
of
Nice.
chapstick with a
Camping
very
son of a-
dainty pinky out approach.
It's your wife's and it was used.
Yeah, well, good taste.
It's like SPF 32. I think I got it from the Hellscape when we were.
Yeah.
Oh, that was
Oh,
when we were there,
I
yeah.
swear, yeah.
meant to be
So, yeah,
yours.
it's-
But no,
it's-
my
it's been in
my
multiple states.
dainty ass size 14s could only handle it for about half a day.
So when you
I
say
like
you
to talk
walk
shit.
barefoot everywhere, you mean like you're just barefoot
In the
wherever?
mall.
Oh, really? No.
well, no one enforces anything either. I mean, there's no shirt, no shoes, no service.
Bizarre.
No, you don't wear shoes in people's homes either. Like even like I've never even met you. Like I invite you to my house. Hello, come over for dinner. You take your shoes
your
off.
shoes off.
Everyone's barefoot in the house. It's just
Yeah.
Hawaiian tradition. You don't dirty someone's hut.
Got it.
Well, even though that hut could be a
I do that just to
big
do that
ass
at my house
yeah.
all the
But no,
time.
outside,
My
no,
shoes.
barefoot.
That's so
Take the
crazy.
dog out barefoot. I'm at the beach a lot, so I'm barefoot, and my feet have gotten tough. I had crappy, shitty, wussy feet in Texas.
Wussy feet. Who has wussy feet? That's so funny. I have
Pussy
wussy-
Yeah, I was about to say.
They're like,
Stop.
we do.
Actually, I didn't realize
funny.
mine were as wussy as they
Now I could run down the street out here in front of LG's anytime.
You're like, let's
yeah,
do
barefoot.
it.
Oh yeah, I give a shit. You
Let's
climb
do it.
trees, I give a shit.
That's so
I
funny.
like to camp and all the things you do when you camp, but I like to sleep in it. I need
Yeah.
sleep. I'm a sleeper.
I
I'm
get
a
that.
believer in sleep.
Oh
So,
yeah,
yeah,
sure.
very
No,
good.
okay, I get that part.
Okay, very
Yeah.
good. All right. So
I've
let me
gone
ask
camping
you,
at. I think that my favorite place is Grand Canyon.
Grand
That's
Canyon.
a really cool
It's-
place. Yeah. Have,
well,
have y'all
it's-
been?
Oh yeah, well it's fun. It's actually
Pictures don't do it justice, right?
Not
it's
at
one
all.
of those few places where you just have to go because pictures, no matter how beautiful you think it is, it's like
Oh,
this all
no.
sucks. Like everyone
That's
has
Hawaii.
to go.
Same. Yeah.
Yeah,
You
see,
can't
we had
understand that
you know,
beauty.
Doc Garrett hiking rim to rim at the Grand Canyon last
Yeah.
year. And that is, so to speak, that is the
Cochina.
epitome of a Grand Canyon experience. What I did, like growing up in Scouts, we hiked to the bottom of it and then back up.
Yep. Did y'all camp when you all went down?
Yes, exactly. And that was,
Love
and
it.
well, and we whitewater rafted and then hiked back up. Right. It was amazing.
Yeah.
So when Steph and I first kind of started talking, dating, long distance, I was at Texas State. She was at in Lubbock at Tech.
Lawrence.
I told her, I've got a buddy
Can you give me a
who's
beer?
getting married in Vegas on Thursday. I'm driving out there. What picture is that? Is
And I
that?
swear it's my last
Okay.
And that's our.
That's actually
when we
amazing.
drove there.
So yeah, I picked Steph up and I asked her as we were driving through northern New Mexico and northern Arizona, I was like, "Have you ever been to the Grand Canyon?"
Yeah.
She's like, "No."
I've seen that
but
one.
She was
It's
like,
just
"No,
the first
but I'm
photo I
not,
ever saw of you two.
I'm not that like. Let's
I
just
saw
get
this
to
before I
Vegas."
saw
I was
him.
like,
Let's just get to Vegas.
"No, we're sidetracking.
This
we're
is the
going
first
to the
picture you
Grand
ever took?
Canyon."
Yes.
Great
It's so
Canyon.
close.
This
And
is the
that
moment
is-
in your life
that-
where you
yeah.
fucked
That's
up.
where you
I am-
really liked the
cute.
guy, and I was like, throw my inhibitions to the wind. I'm driving to Vegas with this guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm
We're
gonna.
stop at the Grand Canyon.
Hell
we might
yeah.
as well take a cool ass photo.
Absolutely.
I'm gonna cook
Thank you,
some
sir.
brownies
Do not
and
do
carry
it
them for the
justice.
road
They
trip.
don't.
I wasn't gonna
Here,
bring
keep
that
it
up,
cold.
but it's
They
true.
don't.
But
It's
yeah,
oh, thank
no,
you.
they
You're
don't
welcome.
do it justice. It's it's the most like.
It's
No,
insane.
you cannot
Yeah,
fathom
you can't.
what you see until you see it, and
Exactly.
I think that was really humbling for me, like
100%.
personally at
Yeah.
that time, like just.
It's
No,
beautiful.
you think you know
Yeah.
it's beautiful, and then
Right,
you get there
and
and,
then you
it's
go.
like emotionally
Yes,
beautiful.
the
So
only
I
other
love that you
place.
bring that up.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the only other
Synergy.
place that I've experienced like that was in Colorado, Maroon Bells, where the mountains are at, and then it reflects like legit bells. You see it again, really pretty in pictures. No, in person,
Very
it's
different
just.
experience.
I'm like, I don't even want to take a fucking picture because it's not gonna help. And that's how I felt at the Grand Canyon. I'm like, this all sucks. I
just
would take
right.
a picture. I'm
Soak
like,
it in.
it's stupid.
Yeah.
There were areas where I would crawl
Mm-hmm.
to the edge because it's just like so.
Do you do well with heights?
Yes and no.
Okay, that
So I'm
sounds
okay
like
with
my
Can you
that.
hike?
Crawl
If I
to
took
the
you
edge,
hiking
some
at
of
a,
those might have been-
if I took you to the
Some
top
of
of a
them are crazy.
volcano,
Okay.
could you handle that?
Yes.
Cool. You hike.
Yeah.
And you're good, yeah. See, I like heights if I'm like jumping off them. Or like if
yeah.
it's
I
like
can do
cliff
that too.
jumping, I'll hike up there and then jump. Or like bungee jump, anything like that, I'm great with
You'll
height.
do it.
But
Right.
if it's like standing on the patio on the 26th floor,
Oh, you're not okay with that?
no,
Oh,
Or
no,
like a
no.
slow
That was
hike.
created by man.
you're like, I'm gonna jump.
That
I'm
was
gonna
created by some dude
Yeah.
that's being paid,
Like a Ferris
underpaid
wheel, not
construction
ideal.
worker. Like
Yeah.
if I'm on top of a
Base
cliffside, that was
jumping,
God's
so,
creation.
like,
I feel in
yeah.
better shape though.
That's hilarious.
Yeah, it's
Speaking
very-
of that, it's funny because I did skydiving once. I mean, I'd
Oh.
love. I'll never do it again.
Did
though.
you puke?
Really?
I'll never do it again. No,
I think I would- I
just,
think I would just
I had earaches in both ears
Oy.
for 2 weeks
Oy.
after.
Oh my God.
But it was one of those ignorance is bliss kind of deals. And
Yeah.
to do all these things, skydiving, I'm like, okay, never mind. But at least I can say I did it.
But you can mark it
one
off.
time.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Because I've never sky. The
Mark it
problem.
off. It's
So you had to
terrifying,
do
I'll
it with a tandem,
I
right?
did.
See, and that's like.
Here's your
I
guy.
have a little tan.
Here's your
That's
guy.
what I'm saying. Like imagine
tandem
a
with
dude
this guy.
tandeming up with me.
You're like, bitch, I should tandem you.
Come on, like that's
Just
gonna
jump
be.
on my back, guy.
Oh,
You're
yeah.
I
good.
will be standing up, and
hysterical.
his feet will be 6 inches off the ground.
like
He'll
some-
just be my backpack.
You're like
It'll
some
look
random-
like Dr. Evil and
Hilarious.
Mini-Me.
Redneck Hindu god.
Just four arms, all different directions. Yeah, it's not a good visual.
All right,
That's
it
what's
is
preventing me.
Thunderdome
that's so
Live,
funny.
presented by Texas Cheer Liquor. Yeah, our big announcement tonight. All right, you said earlier, I don't want to keep you all night, by the way.
No,
I just
it's
want to talk to you all night.
Yeah,
We don't have
for
to.
sure.
You guys will be doing tryouts for your stuff.
We are.
Okay.
Yeah, so
okay.
when-
what does that entail? Like coming in like, I just bust out my shit? Or how
So
do you
we-
want-
so-
will you do it with me? Will you
So
reenact
this is
it?
what we envision, and I'm sure you guys. There is a lot of local talent here in San Antonio, and what we've noticed is we meet with a lot
Uh-oh.
of these people, and they a lot of these local artists, and while they are so creative, they don't have a business side to them. So they've got really good content, really good videos, they're doing really good things, but there's no money coming in because they don't know how to turn that key.
Right.
So what Sam and I want to do is we want to cultivate all that talent. We want to take these YouTubers, these TikTokers, these people that already have content out there, and two things. One is start sharing their content with our people to see if it's a fit, because what if it's not, right? What if we find someone who we think this person is a badass, but our followers don't agree? So what we did with both Chonai and AJ is we started sharing their content. Like, let's see how people react.
Do they have to be like
people loved
you
it.
guys, or can it be, I'm a chef, I'm going to make shrimp?
Not at all. Exactly.
I don't have to come in and be my uncle.
Exactly.
Okay.
So what we want to do, is we want to cultivate, if you're a makeup artist, whatever it is that you do, we want to cultivate that talent. So Bean and Chisme almost wants to serve as like a record label, if you think about it. And so we're going to do all your business.
Shit,
we'll do
you're ready
everything.
to be Dr. Dre now.
No, it's a talent incubator.
Forget making records.
Yeah.
Yes,
That's
exactly.
genius.
It's like we'll do
That's-
everything for you. We'll do the graphics. We'll do everything. We'll bring you the gigs. Like,
That's
let
cool.
us help you to build yourself, because I feel like there's a lot of people, or we know that Sam and ROC, hundreds of thousands of followers, they're making no money, and that there's a disconnect, and the disconnect is that business mind that they're missing. And so if Sam and I can help those people, help them to see like, hey, this is what you're trying to do, and just like you guys, you don't want to do this and then have to go bust your ass working for State Farm or wherever, right? How can you make this your full-time gig? How can you make this something that actually brings in money?
State Farm, if you'd like to sponsor our show, please call me.
Right? Yeah, hey Jay, give us a call. So that's what we want to do. So after Fiesta, before our season 3, we're just going to have an open call, and we'll probably list some of the things that we're looking for. For example, we have got to do a segment. We want to do a segment with grandmas, but where you have the generation grandmas, because in San Antonio, there's the 30-year-old grandma, and then there's the 80-year-old grandma.
I had one.
You know what I mean? And you ask them, they have totally different viewpoints on stuff. And so something like that, are you a young grandma? Are you an old, but they have to also be able to be in front of camera, do fun things. And maybe they don't have a platform, but they're funny as hell.
Yep.
Come our way. Like, that's what we want to do. We want to just really help, again, just kind of embrace that talent.
Do you ever have people come up to you and ask you to break into your character?
All the time.
Do you tell them to fuck off?
It's funny because it's almost the opposite. People will want us to show up as frijolita and as chismosa. But trying to be in that character like all the time for like hours and hours, it can be really hard, and it's super distracting,
Like you've
and
heard
people
that
don't want to
accent
hear
before.
this like all the time because they get real offended sometimes. Like, why are you talking like that? So again, I will get asked, hey, can you come out and do this? If it's more than 2 hours, we can't be in character. It's hilarious because it's just too much. What is funny though is sponsorships. Anytime we try to get a sponsor, we're always super creative.
Right.
And so what we'll do is we'll do like half our presentation as our businesswomen, right? Nina and Sam, this is what we can do for you. And then we'll roll a video, and as the video's rolling, we put our eyebrows on. And then
In
the
front of
video,
them? Oh,
as
hell
they're
yeah.
watching. We did this for KSAP or Traders Village, you name it. So they're
cool.
all watching the video, and then they come back to us like, so what did you think? We have our eyebrows. And they're like, are these the same businesswomen that were just talking to us?
Okay.
Like, do you like my Tia character? Was she real good? Like, and then we're sitting there having the rest of the conversation with these eyebrows on.
Frijolita.
And it's hilarious.
Did you get motivated? Is there a person in this world that you channel that after?
She's in here. So I would say that anyone or people, there's always that little hood rat or that little girl that just never goes away. I mean, in me.
Yeah.
And so I think for me,
I
and
run
Sam,
from him on my side.
Oh, see, for us, we embrace
I embrace
it.
him.
You
I pretend I'm
embrace
running,
that, just that inner. It's just part of us, And so, but what's really interesting, and this goes for our characters, both in business, right? Samantha, she's very, I think I told you, she's very contract oriented, very business oriented, very, yes, we'd love to help you. Where's the money, bitch? I'm like, let's all be friends. Let's all
It's cool. Pay me next month.
Hit me later. It'll be
Exactly.
fine.
Yeah, is that see?
That's
so
this guy.
And so that
He doesn't want to
balance.
pay bills apparently ever.
Does that sound so awful?
It's just that balance, What did you ask though? Your question was.
Was there a person that you modeled her after?
No.
Was there
Okay,
someone that
that's right.
influenced you? Someone you saw?
No, not at all.
Okay.
So the really cool thing though with these characters is, and this is where I was going, is Sam even as our characters, as chismosa,
Yeah.
she's very much that person. She's the leader. She's the one that's like, Frijolita is just happy to be along for the ride.
Right.
So Frijolita doesn't really want to get into trouble.
Yeah.
Like, she doesn't want to be the main one, but she'll do it and she'll run away. That's very much Nina, though.
Okay.
Like, I'm the kind of person I like to be behind the scenes. I don't
Okay.
like, but if someone's getting into some shit, I'm like, maybe I'll mess around.
Right.
But
Okay,
I'm not
cool,
the
I
main
understand.
one. If it all comes to blame that bitch right there. I just followed her. She said to get on to exactly, but I was there and I participated. I wasn't lame. I didn't say no.
Yeah.
So,
That's
but
awesome.
no, as far as where I just think again, the girls I grew up with, that I went to
Yeah.
school with,
Yep.
myself, the neighborhood. I mean, I grew up off Callahan and Bandera by Holmes High School, and so just to get my tias, just what we've been around, and so again, I think that's why it's so easy to channel. It's easy to channel, when you're 40 years old and not married, that tia, mija, when are you gonna get married? You have 2 boys, right? You're looking kind of, it's like we all have that tia, and so like I said earlier,
Sure.
people want to make fun.
Yeah.
Or think like, oh, we're trying to make fun of our
I'm
people.
0 for 2 myself.
And it's like, no, we're
Yeah,
not. Like, this
yeah.
is just who we are. We make fun of like, oh, like there was this one time we did a thing on baby daddies. And everyone got so just, oh, how dare you? Yet 90% of our people
We're living that.
have multiple baby daddies.
Sure.
How dare you depict that so accurately?
Including myself.
How dare you?
I got 2 baby daddies. Like, I don't, shame on me. I don't care. Who cares? Who cares? Yeah, see, you got 2 baby mamas.
I married him for a little while.
Yeah. See, so, but again, it like those little,
Yeah.
Those things where it's like, oh, how dare you talk about, come on. We're all there, let's
Absolutely.
How dare you embrace reality
Exactly.
and talk about your truths and the
Exactly.
things you
How
go
dare
through?
you
How dare
expose
you
me.
expose realities of a cold world? How dare you?
I don't know how much you've heard, but I do Mexican stuff. And I channel
We did a cartel
Okay.
report
today.
2 hours ago.
Oh, yeah. Well,
Yeah,
yeah, I
yeah,
keep,
yeah.
how
Yeah,
people
yeah,
keep, how people have fantasy football leagues.
We covered El Juego.
I keep up with the Mexican. Nice word.
Thank you.
Wow.
I'm glad.
Hey,
I am
so
so
well.
glad.
Hey.
I am so glad
Now, what the
everyone
fuck?
stopped. I'm so
Hanging
glad
out with
everyone
Mexicans.
stopped and acknowledged that. Thank you.
Some
I
people.
will,
so
I will
proud.
go back to
Well, he's
watching.
not.
I'm gonna
He
go back
should
to
be.
watching Wyoming and Indiana.
Let me know how we're
Thank
doing.
you.
Next
That's
time
my.
you just
That's
have
my
to roll his
content.
R.
Right, that's it.
So some guys play fantasy football. We have a fantasy cartel league.
What?
We keep up with all Los Zetas. What?
Who's starting?
We've done it for years. Don't act
She
weird.
snorted.
I was snorting
gave
too! High five for snorters, whoever snorted with you.
I have a drop. I have a drop of just my
He's so
snort
nervous.
all the
He
time.
has to-
I think
We have a lead. We have a lead.
Golden.
We keep
It's
points.
genius.
Los Zetas, Golf Cartel, everybody. La Barbie, Zacatecas, Z40,
They lost
Trevino, all of
25
them. Yeah,
points
yeah.
today.
Well, Noreste lost 25
That's
points
right.
today. So every year at the
crazy.
start of the year, the top 10 cartels in Mexico all have 1,000 points. And every time a guy gets shot, or a guy gets arrested, a guy gets killed, or you kill them, you get points and they lose points.
Or one of your
That
delivery
sounds
shipments
way
gets
better than fantasy
Or you
football.
have dope that
I
gets
just
picked
gotta
up.
say.
You get
just gotta
raided.
say.
The feds steal a bunch of your shit. You lose eight tons of coke. That's a big loss in
That's a
points.
big point.
And,
That sounds
and then in December,
It's gonna be hard to recover in the second half.
yeah, correct. Yeah, you need to rally. You better go get
my
Dak Prescott.
gosh.
So and then in December we crown a champion, a cartel league champion.
Oh my goodness. It's a whole year that this goes on?
Yeah. I got to kill segments every day on that radio show.
Do you know what we do?
So I think I channel my inner Mexican from uncles and my mother. It's an amalgamation. No, wait a minute. It's an amalgamation of my mom and my Uncle Lupe mostly.
Okay.
I have an Uncle Lupe. I'm just going to tell her this story. Y'all have heard this some of you. So my Uncle Lupe, Guadalupe Ortiz. Guadalupe. So he was from Salinas, California, but he settled in Texas. Órale. And this dumbass robbed 19 liquor stores over the course of 4 years and got away with all of it.
Oh my gosh.
And
19.
19. He didn't do it all the time. He would case a store, work a legit job for 3 or 4 months. I'm working at the body shop. I'm stocking groceries. And the whole time he's casing the fucking place. And then he would rob it. and he would hide the cash under my bed.
Mattress baby.
And under me.
Yeah.
No, who's going to look at Miko's bed?
That's right, yeah.
Nobody. I had, the most money I ever saw once was like $19,000 in cash.
Oh my God.
Each like,
How
hey,
old were you?
8, 9, 10, 11, 10,
insane.
something. And I watched his money for him.
Wow.
I watched it because no one came in my room. God knows my mother didn't clean it. Clean your fucking room. I'm not doing it. So
It's on you.
So nobody ever came in there.
Wow.
And so over the course of 4 years, he robbed 19 stores. So not all the time, just periodically. Got away with it. Stacked the money, stacked the money. And the Fort Worth Star Telegram called him the Teardrop Bandit.
Wow.
Because he had a teardrop tattoo right
Oh,
here.
on his
Right
eye.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
He was the Teardrop Bandit. This pendejo winds up in church one day and gives his heart to Jesus.
Okay.
Gets in the car, drives to Tarrant County Detention Center, walks in there, hey, I'm Guadalupe,
I did this.
I'm the Teardrop Bandit, and did 7 years.
Did he talk like that?
Fuck yeah, he talked. And he had a crazy eye. You know the George Lopez
Yeah,
character?
the way he does it.
I'm fucking Ralph. That's my Uncle Lupe. That's my Uncle Lupe. He's fucking
I
Ralph.
love it. I love it. You do that really well, by the way. You do that really
I'm
well.
Uncle Lupe, and I'm the Teardrop Bandit. Like that, you know. And did multiple years in prison.
Wow.
He thought he'd get off because he turned himself in.
Yeah, for goodwill.
Ah, he's a Mexican in the 1980s.
Yeah.
Of course he went to
I've
prison.
converted to Anglo-Christianity. What are you going to do, put me in prison? I'm confessing.
Yes.
Told you what I did.
Yes, that's
Yeah,
exactly what
so
we're doing.
my shit that we do on our show, because we don't obviously, I don't do what you do, but we're in a Mexican market, so I do
100%.
Mexican talk all the time.
Oh my God, I love it. Yeah.
And it's channel. It's
I've
just
seen your
family.
Chingon stuff.
Yeah, it's just all about therapy, and
Yeah.
I use the show, and our comedy is funny, and that's great. But I've been able to stay sane all these years because of the fucked up childhood I had as a
Yeah,
kid. You know, it was
100%.
ridiculous. So
I
I can
think-
tell you more stories off here that are really bad that'll get me incriminated. My name's not Mike Taylor, by the way. I made it up.
You're lying. Okay.
I lied about that.
Okay, so
My
your
name's
name is Mike Taylor.
It is.
No,
Mike.
it's
Well,
literally-
no, not really.
Really?
But that
What's your real name, sir?
I'm not sure.
I'm not sure.
So the government says Taylor. You want? Should I do this?
Breaking news.
What?
Should
Dun, dun, dun.
I've told you the story.
I know, but you've told me.
I've told. See?
There.
Oh, was I not supposed to ask? I'm sorry.
No, I don't give a
Okay.
shit. I know we've.
No, he's not really named after a member of Van Halen. It's
I'm Michael Anthony Taylor. Here's the thing. So, I don't just come from crazy Mexicans. I come from poor white trash too.
Okay,
So here's
represent.
the.
Everybody's created
You bet
equal.
your fucking ass.
Everybody's created
You
equal.
bet your ass. So here, the story on that. God Almighty, I haven't told this audience that, so we'll tell the story. So, my dad's mom. This is my white side. My dad's a blonde-haired, blue-eyed white man from Ireland. His people, whatever. So, his mom had a one-night stand with a guy named Leslie Davidson. Okay, in the 50s, got pregnant. And with my father, and this guy Leslie Davidson was married with a family,
Okay.
and didn't want jack shit to do. He had a one-nighter with this hot young girl, and he was done, you know. And so she has my dad. My dad has never once laid eyes on his dad, not once. And so all my dad knew was that growing up, I think my dad's name is Leslie Davidson. I think your grandfather, your biological grandpa's name is Les Davidson. Okay, who gives a shit? I never met him, so whatever.
Yeah.
But my grandmother, her name was Thompson, right? So why are we Taylors?
Why are you Taylor? Yeah.
So it's the 50s, man. So what happens was, this is the loose version of the story that my grandma's been dead since 1990, so she's not here to confirm this or deny it. But the story goes, my dad's mom her name was Mildred Thompson. So she has my dad in 1957, and so they come to her and say, who was the father of their kid? Because she's there alone, you know, having a kid. And she told them the real name of the baby daddy, his name is something Taylor. Turns out she had a torrid affair with this guy by the last name of Taylor. Loved him very much, but her name was Thompson. Longed for him, wished he were still around, and lied And it's 1957. They didn't ask her for ID. What the fuck?
They're like, Taylor it is.
Taylor it is.
Yeah.
So she told them the last name, his name is Michael Taylor. My dad's name is Michael as well, Michael Taylor. So my real dad's name was Davidson, but his mom was Thompson. They lied about Taylor.
Wow.
And the government just accepted it.
They're like, okay.
The Taylors, I don't know any Taylors. When you go, I did 23andMe.
So you were the first Taylor then in your...
Yeah, really. My dad was the first Taylor in our family and then had me. And so we're all Taylors now. My kids are Taylors. We pay taxes as Taylors. But I did 23andMe, right?
Wow.
Not one Taylor because we're not related to them. You know what came up? Davidsons. And so I reached out to a couple of Davidsons. You think they wanted anything to do with my ass? Fuck no.
They're like, what you want? What you want, white boy?
They found out. They found out.
Right?
You don't want to be
you
told
want?
that your dead great grandpa
Yeah.
had a fun baby in 1957 because he was a cheater and he's a puto and he had a kid and never talked to his kid.
Yeah.
And they just, I didn't want anything from them. I was like, hey dude, I told you this the other day.
Yeah.
We had beers the other day. Yes, it was all over the internet.
At the point.
And I'm like, hey, I don't want shit from you except for, hey, do we have spinal bifida in our family? Am I going to die at 29 from cancer?
Don't need to look out for anything in the
Exactly.
next 5 to
Do I get
20
do I get
years.
nipple rot? Whatever. So I just wanted, that's all. I didn't want anything from these people. I don't need your money.
Yeah.
I got a job. So they
Did they tell you, like, don't reach out again? Or
I was
don't...
chatting with a cousin I found,
Okay.
about my age. And she's like, oh my God, this is amazing, Mike. Thank you for reaching out. I'm going to talk to him. I'm going to ask my mom about it. And so I got a hold of the mom and I told her the story and she's like, don't ever email me again. And ghosted me. And that's it. That's it.
Well, that says a lot, though.
Yeah, it's almost like they're...
You know what I mean?
Yeah, maybe I didn't want to know that.
Yeah, but watch, when you blow up, they're going to be like, hey, remember when you hit me up?
Yeah.
You are my son.
Yeah.
You
You
that
are my
long-lost
cousin.
Davidson cousin?
Yeah. I saw you
Your
at
buddy
4.
serving federal time over in Louisiana.
Yeah,
You think
that's
you can help
right.
me out
I
with
got a
that?
million of it.
They're
I
gonna all
don't
come
come from
out.
very good stock, Nina. I come from criminals, pendejos, drug addicts, and idiots.
But you know what? At least you're one of the ones that didn't turn out to be a pendejo, criminal, or idiot. Because oftentimes a lot
I
of
get to
people...
be him on the radio show.
Yeah, exactly. But a lot of times people
claim
believe...
it's a character.
Yes. People believe
And
that...
it's not
like,
racist. My mother's Mexican.
It's not.
Hey.
It's not. I was going to say,
Yeah,
people
yeah.
believe that we're not a product of our environment, but we are.
Oh, my
we
God.
very
No
much
question.
are. And it's like, but you can remove yourself from
Yeah.
that environment, or you can choose to say, you know what, I had a shit father, I'm not going to be a shit father, versus
Yeah.
I had a shit father, so let me just go
Yeah.
ahead and be a shit dad too,
Yeah.
you know? And so kudos to you, because a lot of people, they end up just repeating
Yeah.
those same mistakes or falling down that same line. It's that spiral, right? They get trapped in what I learned to call the spiral of silence, where there's just no one speaks up, they're just here, and the family just revolves here for generations. Nobody comes out of it. They all remain in poverty.
Yeah.
And so thankfully you were able to separate yourself from that, because it's going to make a huge difference with your kiddos.
Sure. Oh,
You
yeah.
know, probably already does.
Oh, I hope so. I
Yeah,
hope.
yeah.
That's the other thing. I was probably too babyish to my oldest kids because I was so scared of my fucked up childhood that I did not want them around. And I probably, I know I
need to
did.
know it.
I sheltered them too much.
Yeah.
We talked about this over
We
the
did
beers the
talk
other day.
about
Yeah,
this.
I am not sheltered my 10-year-old twins. I want them to see, not everything, they're 10.
Right.
But here, ooh, look at that. Ooh, look at this
Yeah.
door. Ooh, there's bad things in there. I want to see
Exactly.
that. I want them to realize that dad's not perfect and there's some shitty things
Yeah.
out there, but all in all, we're good people and we're cool. We're
And
gonna be fine.
I think that's really important. We
Yeah.
talked about that also because, you know, again, as a mama, I've got my 19-year-old and my soon-to-be 14-year-old, and same thing. Like, it's really important for them to see me
Yeah.
as a human.
Sure.
Yes, I'm mom,
Yeah.
but I fuck up.
Yeah.
I cry. I fail. I get stressed. All those things happen.
And they'll
I
have-
think
Go
it's
ahead, I'm sorry.
important for them to
Yes.
know that, because when something happens in their life, they know, like, oh, it's okay, you know. And not only that, but they see you too. I feel like I have a really good relationship with my kiddos. They talk to me a lot, probably about things that
Because they see you as a person
Exactly.
and not some deity mom.
they know, like, oh, mom's not gonna get mad if I tell her that I did X, Y, Z. No, it's like we all make mistakes. You know?
What is that why?
XYZ,
There have been a
not
lot of
X to
XY,
C.
right? I'm
Sorry,
all, are you sharing? I was like,
proceed. Yeah, like, oh wait, did you have leftovers
Exactly.
or did you flush that? Because you
What'd you
should've
do with the
flushed
rest of it? But yeah, I think it's really important for that. So people have asked, even with Bean and Chisme, like, oh my God, your kids see you. Like, what do
Yeah.
they think? They love it, again, because they're just like, oh yeah, that's crazy ass mom doing
Yeah,
a crazy
cool.
ass thing, you know?
Awesome.
And so I think it's important that we're just for people to just be yourself with your kids, like not to try to fake a lie, even when it comes to marriage. You know, I mean, I've seen so many people stuck in relationships because they don't
There's a
want.
giant man here.
Hi,
Sorry, keep going, keep
giant
going.
man.
Hi. Hi.
You know, because they don't want to face that.
Right.
They don't want. Oh, how I can't. The kids can't know. The
Yeah.
kids can't know that we're going through this.
Right.
Why the fuck not? What happens later in life if they're going through the same thing? Would you want them trapped in a loveless marriage?
God,
Absolutely
no.
not.
Yeah.
Exactly. So it's like do it yourself. Do for yourself what you would want your children to do for themselves.
This is why our shows are okay in this town. Because all this shit, it's so funny. I hate to make us deep. Puma, see what's going on here? Because we fuck
watching
around.
Wyoming,
We
Indiana.
dick
You
around
get-
so much.
Get deep.
I think the stuff we do is successful to the point that it is. No one's saying I'm Howard Stern, but
Yeah.
we relate to the people in this city. Thank God,
Absolutely.
because I'm not afraid to just be me. That
Exactly.
all that comes out in my content, whether it's
Yeah.
football talk
Yep.
or it's Mexican talk or whatever.
Exactly.
I'm still the same dude,
Right.
And
Yeah.
so, and I think people that know that like that, and that's why we have success, because people know this is the same dude. He may be making
Exactly.
jokes, but who doesn't make jokes?
Right.
But it's all based on the truth.
Exactly.
The best humor is rooted in the truth.
100%.
And we are who we are. We have the balls,
Yep.
so to speak, to
To
be that same person.
Yeah, and I think
cool.
the other thing too is there's also like for me, I hate to feel like I'm the only pea in the pod. And so when you know another mom has struggled or another dad has struggled or wait, Nina didn't have rent last month, what the hell? Right? When you know these things, all of a sudden though it helps you to feel like okay, I'm not the only one struggling. I'm not the only pea in the pot. I'm not the only 40-year-old trying to still figure shit out, you know, because oftentimes we meet people and you're like, damn, they have everything figured
Bullshit.
out.
That's
I
what you
guarantee
see.
you,
Yeah.
they don't.
Right.
Just like I don't. Every morning I wake up and I'm like, okay, I'll take the dogs out. You know, it's discovery. It's discovery. Nobody has their shit figured out.
God knows I don't right
No
now.
one does.
man.
Well,
No
and
one
the bitter reality of everyone actually, instead of putting on a front and embracing that truth and embracing the fact that like we're all in this fucking together. Like
Exactly.
everyone's admitting it. Exactly.
Yes.
That's what
Admitting
I
it.
feel like program like y'all and what we're trying to do. Just admit not everything's perfect, and let's just fucking.
Hey, we are that.
Exactly.
We're the most popular sports talk radio show in the history of this goddamn city.
And you bet
We're
your
being
ass you're
humble.
right.
We're being humble.
And that's where it also, we're the best because we bring people in by just opening up
We
that
got the talent.
transparency
We got the honesty.
and being
Transparency,
honest.
that's-
exactly.
to me,
because
that's a
transparency
key
breeds
word. Yes.
transparency breeds
right.
authenticity. Breeds
Absolutely.
being genuine.
That's
you
one
have
of
to
my
be
favorite
transparent.
words. You
yeah.
have to be because
That's what it
people
is.
nowadays too, they'll see through that bullshit.
Oh,
Right.
because it's so
Real
easy to
quick.
see through
Yeah.
people's
Exactly.
bullshit. Right? That's why.
Respect is earned.
Yes.
That's why politicians can't put on facades because we
Right.
can check the receipts.
Right.
You have to be transparent
Exactly.
because you can't get away with shit anymore.
Yeah, absolutely.
My time as
I
a
love it.
politician passed long ago. All you have to do is Google me, it's over.
They don't.
Or do I get voted
Or
for?
have you gained votes from the transparency?
There's a
We
lot
shall
to be said
see.
about
To be
the comeback,
determined.
Yeah, it is to be
the
determined.
Phoenix to, you know.
Rises.
Yeah, I mean, there's a whole lot to be said about things you learned.
Right.
Why do
Oh
they
my
call
God.
you mayor?
The mayor of sports?
Why do they call it? Where did that come from?
So there was a dude that did radio in Houston on our sister station, an iHeart station, and I didn't like him. I thought he was a D-bag. We're friends. We're friends now. It's funny. And so I prank called his show once, and
You called into the show like you
yeah. Back before the the FCC won't let you do that now.
Right. This is
Yeah.
Mike on the south side. I
Before
got some-
regulation.
Hey,
Hey!
Sal. So we had a bit years ago before the FCC cracked down on this shit where we had a character who was called Taint Man.
Okay.
We're gonna take you to the cesspool now of our guy bullshit.
I love it.
You've dove in. It's too late. Yeah.
So Tank Man's goal was to be generic. Yeah, I'm David Umble. Want to talk about those Texans? You know, generic sports talk radio caller. And so he would come on the air, and he would. The goal was.
Hold on for a minute.
The goal was to say the word taint. I'm talking like your undercarriage. That's an old school word for
Okay.
taint. Your perineum. Perineum? Perineum?
Undercarriage is still
Really?
my preferred nomenclature.
Thank you for
For a
specifying.
taint.
what
Right?
We are
I know.
discussing. Yes.
We appreciate.
As if no one had any idea what
Yes.
taint means.
So yes, I do.
It's that part in your undercarriage down there. You know what I mean? Your taint, your perineum. Yeah.
Right
You
there.
were saying.
That's right. Right there by your
As
bunghole.
LBJ would say,
I
back
think his
down,
hand even started
back
like
down between
slightly
my bunghole.
pointing, right? His hand was
So
like,
space down between.
I'll give you an
and if you
example
don't
of
know
taint
where
man.
it's at,
Okay, here's an example of Tank Man. I wasn't Tank Man. I'm going to pretend to be him.
Because his
got really
identity
good.
is still unknown.
So the goal was to say the word taint as much as possible before the host realized what you were doing and cut you off. We would keep time of it.
oh my God.
And you just talk and say taint arbitrarily in between sentences and words. Yeah, I cannot believe that Deshaun Watson was able to get into all these tank parlors and go in there and actually have these people that he would do this to, Tank, and he is a guy who needs help. This guy clearly is a pervert, Tank, and he also needs to be indicted, and Tank Rusty, his hardened lawyer, needs to get involved here because this is bad for the Tank Texans, and if the Texans Tank don't get their stuff to their Tank, and you just say Tank
That's-
in the
Yeah,
middle.
his resume,
Amazing.
his career is tainted, taint.
And then when you get to the end of your point, it's kind of like if you ride the bull all the way to
Yeah.
9 seconds, then you just say, you know what, and tank, motherfucker. And that was the bit.
oh my
And so I
gosh.
prank called the shit out of this one. He got so
Okay.
pissed off, he ended his show early. He was so fucked
Are
up in
you
the head.
serious?
He was done.
He couldn't even do it. He couldn't
He
get
couldn't
through.
go on. Couldn't go on, And this is back when the Rockets were good, the Spurs were great. We had this big
Yeah.
rivalry with the city,
Yeah.
and I just fucked up these. I was on a lot of Houston stations. We prank called the Sacramento Kings. We prank called Green Bay Bars when the Cowboys would play them. But our favorite target was Houston. I used to call it Houston. I like Houston, but hey, you're gonna have collateral damage in your
Oh,
show.
it's still douche
He
to
hates
me,
Houston.
damn
Yes,
it.
yeah.
So we
hate going
would
to
prank
Houston.
call Houston stations for funsies. So finally, this guy realized it was me doing the bit, and so I called in as me, and because he wanted to confront me, and so he's like, "Who do you think you are in San Antonio, motherfucker? I challenge you to a sports talk off. I will kick your ass.
Let's do
I'm
this."
Mike fucking Taylor, homeboy. I'm a little arrogant. We've worked on that.
A little.
We're working on our I'm overly confident. We're working on that. So. He was like, "What are you?" I'm like, he's like, "How dare you call my show?" I'm like, "Fuck you, dude." I didn't say fuck you, but what, dude? I was just doing a bit. Why are you so upset? Why can't you handle it? Do a prank call me. He's like, "What do you think? What are you, the mayor?" I go, "Bitch, I'm the mayor of football talk." That's my 7-minute answer.
I love it. But now we know. I didn't know why.
So a guy in
I was like, do
Houston.
they want him to
No,
run for
every
mayor?
got pissed.
Every
No,
question
no.
you ask
Maybe.
has
Was it a
a
thing?
5 to 8 minute answer because they all have amazing backstories like that.
Well, I
Like
mean,
that's
I can't
authentic.
tell you
Again,
without telling you.
transparency,
Yeah.
There you go.
authenticity.
There you
Okay,
go.
I can't keep this woman here all night. Not on the air anyway. So let's read some. Want to read some response? LG.
responses.
Oh, look at that. Of LG, how he's scared to talk. Hi, Lawrence.
He's all, let me just hand
No,
him
Lawrence
over.
is scram like this whole setup
It's
he
so- I
arranged
know, he's
for us.
kicking ass.
Like, not
He's
only
like,
did
you
it-
assholes, you're going 2 hours. What are you doing?
Like, you made me create all this. Like, I have so much anxiety. It's worked
Right.
for this long. Let's get it over.
I'm only reading the people that gave us a goddamn tip.
A tip.
I'm only reading the ones that gave us a tip.
Got you.
All right,
You gotta sit back down so you get in frame.
Ready till you
There
get
you
the
go.
goddamn. I want the goddamn tip.
Hold on. How informal is this? Like, can I go to a potty break?
Yeah,
we're good.
Oh,
I'm sorry.
no, we're fine.
I'm gonna take this off though. Because that would be.
Oh,
Here.
yeah, give us a naked gun using the bathroom at
No,
the
don't take it
Angels
with you.
game.
I can't. She's in there. What the fuck am I doing with these clowns?
Why did I agree
What am
to
I
come
doing?
on
This
this?
is stupid.
I
Oh my
should've-
God.
I should have left 10 minutes
I'm gonna
in.
lose
What
it.
the
I'm gonna
hell?
lose 10,000 subscribers
Where's
on my show.
Where's my
Yeah.
career going to even go from here?
Right, I'm done. Yeah, totally. So, all right, let's see. Luis Hernandez bought 3 cups. Keep the show going. Okay, well, we're rolling. Great show. Panther Shack.
We got to wrap it up. I got to get to this second half of Wyoming.
Oh my
Indiana.
God, you and your bullshit.
Me and my sports love.
Great show tonight. You mentioned all the Fort Worth suburbs, but Cleburne and White Settlement. Well, they get enough freaking mentions, man.
We will, as soon as they cut Reggie Robinson off the Dallas Cowboys roster, we will never mention Cleburne, Texas ever
Well,
again.
they had the biggest swingers club in all of North Texas for a while.
Okay,
called
we
the
will
Cherry Pit.
continue to mention Cleburne, Texas only for their connection to the
Cherry Pit. The Cherry Pit.
lifestyle
Swinging club.
establishment they had set
I
up.
read that in the paper one time.
Which paper?
The Mike Taylor Express.
Yeah.
LG's Thunderbone.
Rose reporter.
Hello, Miss Nina. Hey, Nina, they said they love your show.
Okay, I'm coming back.
Okay.
I had to wash my hands.
That was fast.
I know, I tried.
Yeah,
It's
we
right
tried
there.
to clean the place because it's a dude's house and we have women coming over, so we try to, it's somewhat
It's a
presentable.
new tradition.
Yeah.
I scared some big guy in the potty, though.
Oh.
No, I
Who's
did.
that dude?
He literally said you scared the shit out
Yeah,
of me.
that's Bryant Reeves. That's big country.
Who's that giant guy who came
I
in
was
here?
like, my bad.
That's just the captain. He's cool.
he's
What's
good.
up, Captain?
What
All
up,
right, cool.
Cap?
What's up, Cap? You
Get
got,
up to the
hey,
water, Cap.
are you the guy that brought the weed?
Hey, well,
Hey.
The CBD flower that is completely legal in the state of Texas. Thank you,
You got that Delta 8, right?
Thank you,
Hell yeah. Well,
Cap.
Oh, look, y'all got a good amount of comments going there.
oh yeah, we're kicking ass,
There we
yeah.
go.
Completely legal.
Hell
See?
yeah. Oh,
Delta
absolutely.
eight,
You go, man.
completely
What's up,
I
Captain?
was like, oh, this is how
Thank you, Cap.
This is where I die. Damn it. It stops now.
I'm never gonna believe it. I'm never gonna believe it.
She was this little, but she took me out. She was this
They're
little,
never
but she took
gonna
me out.
believe it.
I was like, why is he in the dark in there?
I was trying to turn the lights, so I didn't bug y'all, so I was like, gonna sneak out again.
Were you really pissing in the dark?
No, I fucking turned the lights on.
Oh.
Yeah, and I turned it and I was like, wash my
What's your name? Captain? I'm Mike, man.
He
God,
probably doesn't want his full name. Let's leave it at
Captain.
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 Let's leave it at Cap.
All right, dude.
Sorry about that.
Good to meet you, man.
My bad.
All right.
It's okay. I
what
scared you.
Something called M. Kindle bought 20 cups of coffee. That's so
Look
nice.
at that.
I get to pay my loan off this month. Yay. Awesome. Thank you to the official Chicago City police officer, Officer
Good
Joe.
dude. Get
People
back
in
home.
Chicago.
Get
Do you
back
get,
home.
do you get like people viewing from insane cities?
All the time. So we
Like
have, you know, what?
Chile,
Alaska.
What the fuck? Where
Yeah,
are you from?
we have a
What's
lot of
wrong with you?
military. Yeah,
We're real big in
A
Algeria.
lot of, yeah.
We have Algerians. What the
On the
fuck is that?
podcast. On the
We're
terrestrial
going to watch
podcast.
American television.
That is
Come
not
on.
Algeria, but good chill. That's quite. No, that's a little further.
We are
No.
And this is where he uses all sponsors.
And it's all coming
I want to.
Hey, Cap,
We're going
get back
to spy.
here. We need.
We're going to spy on American television. Oh my God! No, these are heathens.
wrong.
These are people of the Satan. These are Satan's friends.
You need more of a French,
Just a little.
North African dialect for Algeria.
French
then.
North African.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Yeah.
Exactly.
No, read comments.
Let's go to the people.
Let's.
I can do Jamaican.
That's so funny.
Let's go to the people to find out what American television doing, man.
I am Russian oligarch.
I am a Russian oligarch, and I will spy on America. This is how we would take over. This is the example we talk about why capitalism is terrible. We have to have communism. They could do these heathens, and they put these Mexicans on television. That's probably what's
That
going
was
on.
half a dozen
That was like
dialects just
Russian,
rolled in.
that
It
was-
was Russian.
They
It
all the
was
same. homie.
Northern Indian. It was.
It was like
Indian.
accent salad.
No, you flexed into a quick
Accent
like. Oh, like
That's my only
you
encompassing character.
This is the problem. This is when he starts doing voices. I start to inherently try, like I have
And he
fallen
hates it.
and I
There you
hate
go.
He's a pussy
myself.
millennial.
And I
he
go
gets
home
offended and
and I
triggered.
flog
I can't
myself.
believe you
I
did an
can't
Indian
believe-
accent.
I can't believe I sat there and went along with it.
Watch his face. Okay, look at his face for
Okay,
a
I'm
minute,
gonna
and then
watch
listen
it.
to me and watch
I'm
his face.
staring.
Nope.
I'm staring.
Oh my God! Incoming!
Get the door! See, I shouldn't even say that. I shouldn't even say that. I shouldn't. See,
Oh my God! I'm so
God,
triggered!
we're done here. We are so done here.
Shakira,
Wrap it
take
up.
us over.
Wrap it up.
I need my comfort
We're
hamster.
running late. Running late.
See? Pinche malilio.
Let's
We
move
were
on.
so close to
Let's
this being
move on.
a really, really good show. No, I'm sorry.
Ah.
Yeah, see? Accent. Yeah.
That's
Hey,
hilarious.
Sam, you must come to my shop tomorrow and we will have a show.
I have one accent.
Look at the red cheeks.
your one
Look at the red cheeks.
It's this
Redneck.
thick-ass redneck accent that I talk with every time I open my mouth. That's what I've
Like,
got.
this is what I got.
That's what I got.
What about this one? Hey, papito, you come to my house.
Get to the doors.
Dale huevo.
Hey, hey, what's up, tall guy?
Does anyone here speak Spanish?
A little bit. If you
poquito?
talk to me, a little tiny bit. Let's hear your Spanish.
Oh, man,
God.
let's see, what should I say?
Oh, man.
Yeah, see, no, we got nothing.
¿Qué
It
vas a
melts
hacer
me.
mañana?
We will shut out.
Yeah, we
What,
got
what am I doing tomorrow? Well,
In Spanish.
Well,
¿Qué vas a
I
hacer
cannot
mañana?
answer in Spanish. I'm a terrible Mexican. So, like,
So,
I have a lunch meeting. Oh, see, my mother gets
Meeting
pissed.
O.
I don't know. So you're fluent, right? Yeah.
The more I drink, the better I am.
Oh, keep it going.
Yes,
Okay.
the more I drink, the better I am. But if I can read it.
Me too. It's
can read
weird.
it.
I can
I'm
read
like,
it.
bring it up and I'll
if
read
you
it.
ask me a question, my Spanish is like this. Piss I need where at.
There was no Spanish in that though.
But that's how it translates. That's how broken it is.
Okay.
you've got the vocabulary.
Baño
You just
donde
don't have
está?
the conjugation.
Tacos, hungry, help. That's how it's supposed to be.
Okay, so
Yes. That needs to be on a shirt. Tacos, hungry, help.
Right,
Okay.
I know. Okay,
Okay.
trademark that.
Mark that.
Put
That
Thunderdome
needs
on
to
it.
be.
Okay. I
That
kept you
needs to
so
be.
long.
Tacos.
9:45.
Oh my God!
How
All
long
right,
is it?
it's 9:45. What, do you
What
have
time did we
work?
start?
8:15.
Oh, okay.
Okay. We only go like an hour. I forgot. We're on TV. All
I
right.
still have 4 more beers to drink though.
Oh
I'll drink
shit!
them
Well,
off
keep
camera.
going anyway.
Oh, that's-
Okay,
yeah.
fine. Okay. We're doing another show tomorrow, right? We're doing Thunderdome live, presented by Texas Liquor tomorrow. I got accents coming out on it.
Texas Cheerleader.
Texas Cheerleader.
Texas cheerleader.
It's coming up tomorrow. There's 5 locations, and and that dude, Mr. Singh,
Mr. Six.
is in the process of like.
Mr. Singh.
We're not allowed to announce it all yet, but they've got more locations, most probably in the works, and it's one of the reasons why he's decided to get in bed with us, because he thinks we're cool, and he also wants to promote some future businesses that may or may not come down. But he's got 5 locations now. It's Texas Cheer Liquor, the official sponsor of our show, the title sponsor. Thank you very much to Texas Cheer Liquor for doing that. Thank you to JM Pool and Spa. Thank you to Nina Duran from Bean and Chisme. Dude.
Thank you.
Aw.
Absolutely.
No, thank y'all for having me. So sweet. So sweet. I appreciate
I'm
it.
usually the biggest talker in the room. Oh my God.
Did I talk a lot?
I love it. I'm
so sorry.
Oh my God. I could talk
No,
to
do
you
you
for like.
realize you helped us? We
Oh my
killed so
God.
much.
Oh my
It was
God.
great.
Yeah, I had to carry nothing.
Sorry.
Oh no, we could talk for 7. I'm a talker. I never shut
Yeah,
my
me too.
fucking mouth.
I like to talk.
All right, so that's it. Thank you to the Poomer. Poor DJ LG. How'd we do, LG, in an informal setting tonight? We did fine.
We did good. We did
We're
good.
Yeah, yeah.
Comments were on fire.
Thank
There
you
we
so
go.
much to everybody that commented and subscribed and liked.
Y'all had me rolling.
Muchas gracias, pretty much. Thank you, everybody. I love you hard. We'll do this again tomorrow for those that are watching this show in real time around 8:15, same time. We'll do the same bit, roundtable, informal crap. If you want to come over again, I don't give a damn. That's
Aw,
great.
thank
Come on
you.
over. So
Yeah, you
probably
already
done
know
after
where
tonight.
we're at.
I'll just sleep here then.
It's like LG's
Wake up.
neighbor. Yeah, just throw up the air mattress like LG's neighbor that
We're good, yeah.
fucking stalks us
He's
now.
got a big
Just come on
patio.
over
We're just
next
all
time.
crash like a bunch of hippies everywhere. Yeah. So,
Perfect.
all right. So then we'll do this again tomorrow. Thank you again very much to Nina Duran from Bean and Chisme. And watch her stuff, even though she's got 100,000 subscribers. Subscribe, Thunderdome. If you've not subscribed to her show, no bullshit, you better support me. I like that woman. I want y'all to subscribe to her show too. And we'll see you boys tomorrow. Love you hard.
Thunderdome Live is presented by Texas Cheer Liquor.
Come back, you puppy!